All right, so we're diving into a budgeting thing today, right?
We are, yeah. It's a popular one.
Yeah, this 50-30-20 rule, people seem to be all about it.
It's everywhere you look these days.
It is. So we're going to figure out why it's so trendy and, more importantly,
Does it actually work?
yeah, does it work for you?
That's the real question.
Right. So, it sounds simple on the surface.
Deceptively simple.
Yeah, 50-30-20, okay. But I have a feeling there's some nuance here,
Oh, absolutely. There are definitely some layers to it.
which is where you come in. I mean, you live and breathe this stuff.
Well, I wouldn't say live and breathe, but
Ah.
I like to geek out on personal finance. It's true.
Okay, so geek out for us. What is this 50-30-20 thing all about?
All right, so picture this. You get your paycheck, right?
Friday, finally.
Exactly. The first thing you do is take care of your needs. That's 50% of your take-home pay.
Needs like
Rent.
rent, mortgage, groceries, utilities,
Yeah.
the stuff you absolutely need to survive.
Keep the lights on. Yeah, exactly. Without this stuff, life gets pretty tough, pretty fast.
For sure. So why is it important to separate that out?
Well, think about it when you know those essential expenses are covered. It takes a huge weight off your shoulders. You're not stressing about whether you can make rent or buy groceries.
Peace of mind.
Totally. It's
Yeah.
like building a house. You need a strong foundation before you can even think about the fun stuff.
So true. Okay, so we've got the foundation, 50% to needs. What about the other half?
All right, so this is where it gets fun. 30% is for your wants. Think of it as your you-do-you budget.
I like that.
This is for anything that brings you joy, whether it's going out with friends, taking that weekend trip you've been eyeing, or, buying that new video game.
Guilt-free spending.
Exactly. Because you've already taken care of your needs and your future self.
Ah, yes. That final 20%.
This is all about setting yourself up for success down the road. Savings, debt repayment, anything that contributes to your long-term financial well-being.
Retirement, paying off student loans, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And the beauty of this is that even small, consistent contributions can really add up over time thanks to the power of compound interest.
It's like that saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time is now.
Exactly.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but I'm also hearing from our research that this might not be the best approach for everyone. What are some of the caveats?
You're right. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. For example, if you're living in a really expensive city, 50% for needs might not be realistic.
Yeah, especially for things like rent.
Right. And that's where the flexibility of this rule comes in. You can adjust the percentages based on your unique situation. Maybe you need to do 60-20-20 for a while to make it work.
It's more about understanding the underlying principle and then adapting it to your own life.
Exactly.
So for our listener who's thinking, okay, this sounds promising, but how do I know if it's right for me?
That's a great question. The first step is to just take a look at your spending habits. Track where your money's actually going for a couple of months.
And be honest with yourself.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to ask yourself some tough questions. Are you an every penny accounted for kind of person, or are you more big picture? Do you like having set categories, or do you prefer more flexibility in your budget?
So much of this is about your personality too, right?
I told you, there's no right or wrong answer. It's about finding what works best for you.
So someone's listening to this, inspired, maybe a little overwhelmed. They're ready to give this a try. Where do they begin?
Well, after you've tracked your spending and have a good handle on your habits, try setting some financial goals for yourself. What do you want your life to look like in 5 years?
Short term and long term.
Yes. And then think about how even small changes to your spending now could help you get there faster. It could be really motivating.
That's such a good point. It's not about deprivation, it's about empowerment. Thanks for geeking out with us today. This has been eye-opening.
Yeah.